Thank you very much, Mr. Bangura, for that brief and short introduction. And would like to go now to Mr. Gordon. Mr. Gordon, will you like to please introduce yourself? Mr. Gordon, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, I'm from Mr. Gordon, a past people of the government secondary school, and a former presenter as well. A served as a student here as I'm educated.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gordon, for introducing yourself. It's a pleasure having you in our broadcast for today's program. So, starting off with our topic, our number one topic for today is matters relating to the development of our organization, Rona. And we would like to say out clearly again that as at now, Rona is not functioning as it used to be before. And because of that, past pupils or past members of the organization are coming on board so that they can put heads together, hands together to see how they can help build the organization once more so that the organization could regain its past glory. So today we'll be talking about mainly what are the things that past pupils or past regimes of this organization have put together or are thinking to put together to help combat the problem that is affecting them. We'll also be seeing how the school administration itself can come on board to help this organization so that the organization can regain its past glory. So starting with you, Mr. Saidu Bangura, yesterday on our program, we talked about one big problem that the organization is facing, and that is working hand in hand with the administration. Now we've talked about this problem, and we want to know how you as past members or past pupils can help to avert this problem or can help to solve this issue and bring that coordination within between the school authorities and the organization as a whole.
Okay. Thank you very much. Like I said it in our last program regarding the Local News Association, commonly known as Rona. Now, looking at solving the problem, I think the first step is about ownership. We want to like see again how we can have ownership of the association in the sense bring it back to the administration. Say, this is your baby. Give back to this baby. Now we think it's high time again you come back and be the father of it. Like they come in again to be the full owners of the organization. So like if the administration can come on board, as that's our first step to see bringing the administration coming on board again to own the organization. From there, again, us as past members and past pupils of the organization, we want to see how we can organize ourselves, bring ourselves together to say, okay, it's time again to pay back. Forget about whether you're still putting on the uniform or not. Forget about saying you have no interest in the journalism, yeah, or something like that. But it's about paying back the association. So, in moving forward, this is what we've planned even before the stroke of the COVID-19. So, we sent a letter initially to the school administration, trying to see how we have an appointment with the principal and some top senior teachers of the institution to see how we can meet as past members of the association and have a dialogue with the administration on how to see they themselves can come in and support us in like rebranding the organization. So that's our first step. Our first step is we want to meet the administration, talk to them about the association on how we can build it again to for it to have its past glory. So that's one of our first priority as soon as the COVID-19 pandemic is declared over in Sierra Leone.
Thank you very much. You know that was something we talked about, that it has to be the forefront of our actions to be able to um, meet with the school authorities and be able to get into dialogue with them to see how we can solve this issue that has been going on with the school authorities and that of the organization as a whole. Because looking at the um, creation of this organization came into existence by the school authority itself. So if there are problems with the school authority and the organization, we believe that it is something that could be fixed. It is something that could be amended. And with such belief, we want to do our best by, first of all, engaging in dialogue with the school administration to see how best we can both work together as former pupils of the school and as the school authorities, and also as former executive members to help bring the organization back to where it was before. Now, talking about uh, um, the former executives of this organization, we have one of them here, Mr. Cecil Gordon, who served as an executive member for a period of time, and would like him to tell us exactly what are some of the strategies or some of the plans that their regime would like to invoke to help this situation. Hello, Mr. Gordon, are you there? I think we're having problems connecting with Mr. Gordon. So back to you, Saidu. You yourself were an executive member before of this organization. As a former executive member, what do you have to say about your executive playing a part in helping Rona coming back to that state that it was before? What does what have your executive or your former executive body put together to help Rona rise from the rubble and rebuild?
Uh, Thank you very much. I think I would say I was fortunate to work with the president of our own time, Mustafa Ezekiel Dumbuya, and the hardworking vice president by then, Maria Majabi. These are people who are so supportive to the executive members and that of the general membership as a whole. Now, during our own time, we ensure that we create the bond between us and the organization. So the bond was there. When we sat to our after the results, everybody was trying to know what to do next. We organize what we call a weekly training for these guys, where we do call them for training every Friday during the lunch hour. We do talk to them, and the administration was very supportive to us doing our own regime because, like, they do allocate to us the last period of Friday. Okay, now you can use this last period to train your kids on the media skills. So that's what our executive been doing over the past years. And personally, some of us, after our last exams, some went to university, and some we are fortunate again to work for other print and electronic media houses in the country. So what we did was to see how we bring in media personalities who normally come around to like give little bit of media mentorship to these guys. So this is what our executive been doing ever since we left the school. So our executive has been very, very supportive to the school, organizing rehearsals for them. I personally have been that individual who always like come around, talk to others who are like stay much more closer to the school. Uh, like one of our executive member who works for one of the renowned television stations in the country, Sila Sheikh Mohammed, is somebody who works for the African Young Voices. I normally try to talk to him to come around to see how train these guys. And our executive was also fortunate to have so many people now that are working for radio stations and television stations. Like one of the editors of Public Review newspaper happens to be my president doing our own day. So our executive tried a lot before the pandemic. So we just hope that after the pandemic, we don't want to do it again just as our own executive. We want to bring in on board past executive members of all our years, ranging from 2012 on to 2017 to see how come on board and help build the owner we all love, the owner that created the platform for us that we are enjoying today.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we talked about this in several talk sessions. We've had plenty dialogue about this issue, bringing different past regimes together to work together to help the present regime to build the organization to the strength that it was. But you know, quite unfortunately, because of this COVID-19 pandemic that's present in our country, there is less that we could do presently to help people physically, more especially the present members of the organization. So one of the strategies that was put in place to help solve this problem was to educate these present members on their rights and their responsibilities when it comes to being members of the organization. They have to know what is expected of them and they have to act in accordance with what is expected of them. And so that's why sessions like this, interview programs like this will will be conducted with members of the present regime and also past regimes to see how we all can come together and see where there have been problems and what we all could do together as an organization, both past and present members, to bring everything at ease again. And you know, we are happy that this initiative was accepted, this initiative was supported by members that are already gone, members that are not part of the organization again, and also members that are part of the organization. So I see we have Mr. Tommy Gordon around again. Mr. Gordon, would you like to share with us some of the plans that your former executive members have come together to help Rona rise from the rubble and rebuild? Hello, Mr. Gordon.
Yeah, Mr.
Yes, we can get you go on.
Hello.
Yes, we can get you go on.
Yeah, our executives have not that much be that much effective in helping.
Yes, we're having connection issues with Mr. Gordon. So, like we were saying, Mr. Bangura, This initiative that we've started is one way we believe that we can help the present regime or present pupils of the school to understand the responsibility that each one of them have towards the organization. It also helps them to see the importance of being a member of the organization. It's not just about the accolades that it comes along with, but it comes along with high responsibility, um, that sense of belonging to an organization that is going to be there not just to help you whilst you're in school, but to help you develop your career even when you leave school. And it's not just about being journalists, being reporters, or working in media houses, but it's about being good students who can read and write proper grammar, who could speak properly, and who could behave in a manner that befits good students or good pupils or good citizens of a country. So this is the first initiative, and we believe that this would serve as a foundation to help bring back that glory that we lost. Mr. Gordon, are you still with us?
Yes, okay.
So, like I was saying, I just talked about this uh, forum that we're using now. Yesterday, Mr. Bangura talked about getting the organization involved in the digital age, and using social media is one of the ways we can really captivate the minds of young people, more especially young people that are pupils of our school. And it can also help the organization to progress from one level to another. We've seen Rona being the school organization, school news organization that broadcasts news within the confines of our school, and we've done that in other schools. But what about we trying to go far more than our school, more than other schools, more than our city and our country as a whole? Taking the organization through the digital age and bringing them to social media, to the World Wide Web, involving them in different kinds of engagements like these will develop not only the organization but its members also, seeing that the organization has taken another step. It will help build that confidence in each and every member of the organization, helping them to see the importance of this organization. So, what do you think this proposed project will accomplish in your own ways? What do you think this project will accomplish on a grander scale? To you, Mr. Gordon.
Yeah, I like keeping them. Now, in a more similar way and a more clear fact that we are taking it to the digital age, the still is now fast growing. We all do understand the COVID-19 pandemic is in the country. If we can able to get the present people on board using social media and help them a lot to understand things that they need to know about when it comes to broadcasting, enlightening their ideas when it comes to, it's very good to have from help that be a moving fast forward. Just like you rightly said, we have established the organization in various schools. Going well now, I think we have been within a period of time. It's just in a very immense way, especially the present situations that are within school. As you rightly said, you rightly said, I mean, we are in the right path, and I'm sure we are going to succeed if only we can able to make the people to understand the importance of the social media using platform. If all we can also make them to know that yes, using social media now is very important, like a milestone in their school education. It will help the school to be more attractive when it comes to journalism within the country, and to also shape their lives as upcoming journalists, upcoming media presenters, media participants. Media participants saying big up that people from their school with Rona, some of it from journalism, some of media within the country. It is very good that we have come up with this initiative to have technology now for particulars. We have been doing out. We must ensure that we do not stop. We go ahead of for our food, the more efficient in whatever thing we are doing. Mr. Davies, I think we are doing a very good job. Mr. Davies,
Yes, sir. I really like the point that when you said it will bring them into the involvement of the daily activities of the organization. It's quite so, because presently another problem we're having with these guys is getting them involved in what they're supposed to be involved in to help the organization rebuild. You you can't get them to come for meetings, you can't get them to be present when you do talk shows, you can't get them to be present when you want to help them in training sessions. So if they get themselves involved with the media age, using this digital formats of broadcasting, social media and others, I guess it will really be a success, because we now see um, pupils of the youthful age are more connected. Young people are more connected and active on social media than on the former media platforms that we used to have, like the radio and the television. Young people are more glued to their phones than they are glued to the television like before. So now we using this digital platform to bring Rona to that peak. It will help them get involved in the various um, activities that the organization is going on with. So we are happy for this, and we believe that this will end up also this will bring something that will end by seeing Rona regain its former glory that it used to have before. And now we are also going to talk about the effects of the pandemic uh, in the educational sector of our country. And that is one big problem that we're having as a country, as a continent, and as the world. The world has been sick with the COVID-19 virus for some time, and because of this, most of the activities most of the activities that we that were centered around the 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 activities centered around education have been brought to an halt. And with activities centered around education being brought to an halt, it means that there's going to be a decrease in the educational productivity of a country when it restarts, or after the pandemic is done. So now we're going to talk about what ways we as an organization are going to help our members get back to their feet and be productive pupils after the pandemic is done. So we'll start with you, Mr. Bangura. You have lots of experience dealing with the present regime. So what do you think we are supposed to do to help them be very productive after the virus is gone?
Okay, thank you very much. Taking it back to the pandemic and its effects on our educational system here in Sierra Leone, uh, the pandemic has exposed the ills of our educational system. It tells us that we are far behind when it comes to the digital age. because ever since the government announced that they want to see how they will correspond and public initiatives. We also want government said schools were to close on the end of March, and since then, schools and other learning institutions still remain closed, not until of late when the same government even said, okay, it's time for us to ease some of the restrictions on public gatherings, and they announced that pupils who are about to write their external exams, that those are in NCSC, Becky and WAS level to resume classes. Now, coming to our organization, which is Rona, like I said yesterday, uh, for us, we are behind in the digital age. Not only government to tertiary secondary school, but Sierra Leone as a whole. We are behind when it comes to the technology age. So now, this pandemic has shown us um, new technology ways of communicating. And to be candid enough, it's because of the pandemic that I'm using Zoom. I rather use WhatsApp to make video calls or video conference, which sometimes to be difficult. But with the COVID-19, it has helped now for us using Zoom in exchanging communication, be it audio or video. So now we've created a platform now as past members of the organization. How we start training our guys in using the digital age. It's not about us calling for meetings, go to the school and premise and have a meeting. It has been made much more simple and easier now to talk. The set of the time is 8 o'clock, we all be online, get the Zoom app, then we are live, discuss on issues that are affecting them as people. So, what we want to do during this period, our kids have been at home doing nothing because schools are down for now. Only people that have to write the external examination that have been allowed to attend school. Now, we set up our YouTube channel as past videos, which is running now. Okay. Now, let's engage you guys. Now, this YouTube channel is there. We'll start broadcasting videos during using the Zoom app. As the same at 9 o'clock, we broadcast just like how we broadcast when we are in secondary school. We want to train them to the digital age class. If there is any other pandemic or any other outbreak that will stop people from attending school, it will be much more easier for them to use much more advanced apps in communicating. So now we are still putting on the software to see how we start broadcasting news by the Zoom. So we use in 1 week. We are currently in transition to see how it works. So by next week, we will have done everything possible. And the most interesting part of it is that the first set of broadcasting, we want to do it as past pupils, and we'll send out videos to these present members to see, okay, this is what we've done as past pupils. We want to see like following our footsteps. We organize the training, like the training is ongoing now, to see how they can start using the Zoom. So the platform has already been created. We have now a YouTube and a Facebook page and a YouTube channel in informing our members about current happenings in the country, in and out of Sierra Leone. And by next week, by the grace of God, we'll start broadcasting to say our broadcasting can only be limited within the premises of government to Christian secondary school. Whether we're in school, whether COVID-19 is in or whether COVID-19 is out, broadcasting must continue. For now, we set up a platform. We are still training these guys to see how they can be using it effectively so that they will not lose what they've learned over the years when it comes to journalism.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bangura. This is a very intriguing topic on how the organization has come together to help its members or pupils of our school to be ready to go back to school to be productive pupils after the pandemic is over. And the organization as a whole is being seen as an educative part of the school that helps pupils develop their oratory skills, reading and writing proper English, proper grammar, their behaviors, their morals, but also we have a mixed variety of pupils that are parts and parcel of our organization. So, Mr. Gordon, would like to ask you, how would you, or how is the organization working towards creating a platform to help all these different sets of pupils from different streams and faculties of study to help them get prepared to go back to school after the outbreak? Mr. Gordon, are you with us? Okay, I think we lost Mr. Gordon, and we'll get back to him shortly. Okay, Mr. Gordon, you're here.
Wanda, just like rightly said, using the media platform is the most effective way now in helping us to go to.
Oh, I think we lost Mr. Gordon there. But like I said, this is a very important and intriguing topic that we'll be discussing, how the organization will be using this platform to get its members and pupils of the school ready to go back to school after the end of the pandemic. So we'll be going for a short break and we'll come back to talk about this very important issue, how the organization Rona is going to use this platform to get pupils, both members and non-members of this organization, to get ready to go back to school after the end of the pandemic. So don't go anywhere, stay tuned. We're going for a short break and we'll be back.